Has the US-led world order been a success, or has it been too successful that now everyone's taking it for granted? Has it been a failure, and that's why the US is pivoting away?
It's been mixed. President Trump and his team now at the White House and in the first Trump administration argued, and I think quite persuasively, that elements of that order were not advantageous to the United States. They focused on the areas in which the U.S. had been harmed or disadvantaged, whether it was global trade, whether it was as Sir Michael pointed out, providing more for our allies and partners in terms of outright numbers, defense spending numbers. So they sought to correct that. And I think the correction now provides us with an opportunity to create a stronger set of cooperative arrangements between the United States, its allies, and partners by focusing, as I mentioned, on outcomes. I have a piece coming out this week in Foreign Affairs in which I sort of prove these points, I think, more with more detail and data, that if you look at the outcomes that this global order sought to achieve, climate being a key one, which I think is probably of interest to your audience, but also development goals, migration, nonproliferation, it has not done that well. It has, in some cases, outright failed. Climate outcomes are fundamentally no better than they were 25 to 30 years ago in terms of emissions by the UN's own standards. Development outcomes have not achieved what the UN has been saying for decades and decades and decades. These are hurting, especially in the development realm, hurting the people that could most benefit. So looking at new approaches and measuring outcomes, I think is really, we could challenge ourselves to do that in a way. It's easier to focus on processes, right? Everyone likes to focus on process, but let's focus on the outcomes we want and then working backwards. And I think that's going to be the real strength of democracies working together to achieve better outcomes.